Hello, and welcome. Good evening, everybody. We are playing World of Warships Legends again tonight, and we are in the British carrier, the Furious. I am quite enjoying the British aircraft carriers. They're kind of big difference with them is the bombers drop like a carpet cluster bomb kind of thing, so it's a lot easier to get hits. You do kind of have to lead out further though. You'll kind of see what I mean here, but basically the target area is far out in front of the airplanes as opposed to way down below with a lot of the other carriers, so you can see that here. So we are pushing forward to try and get some spots right away and help the team out. I typically also, even if I don't see the enemy aircraft, I typically like to drop a fighter kind of over the zone to kind of help with spotting. But their planes do seem to be coming over that area, so we might get lucky and you kind of hope to get some air-to-air kills. So moving away, I'm not going to fly into that particular spot at the moment since there's 3 battleships there. You'll likely only get one run and then lose the rest of your planes. So this cruiser, it looks a little bit more promising for me to at least be able to swing back around and get one more run at him before I lose the rest of the planes. There is also another technique, some people call it like pre-dropping, where you basically essentially just right away when you take off from the carrier, drop a bomb or drop torpedoes right away so that you're not sending as many aircraft into danger at once, which might have helped me out a little bit there, but either way we still got 2 decent runs. If I start, getting to the point where I'm like concerned about being low on planes, I may do that. But with Furious it's usually not too much of a problem. As long as you're not super negligent with what you're doing with your airplanes. Like I said, typically when you're the carrier, you want to look for isolated ships and go after those. And since I see a destroyer in here and their airplanes in here, I wanted to fly over to Zone B and drop some more support. So I dropped the fighter there. Kind of taking a guess at where their destroyer was and was going to try and line up torpedoes, and I guessed wrong, so he went off towards A. So that was kind of a missed run there. But we can keep him spotted at least, and hopefully our team can finish him off. Yep. There was a small chance that if he were to get away without being spotted by jumping into his smoke screen, I'd be able to drop torpedoes into that smoke screen and hopefully get the kill, but that didn't happen for us. So we still got our full squad here, and now it's kind of sketchy on who I should even go for, because I know I'm going to lose lots of planes. Like there's nobody by themselves, at least not that we can see at this point. So I'm not using boost at the moment because I'm not getting shot at. And then once I start taking fire, I start using boost. Basically just, for the most part, trying to get to the target quicker so that you're under fire for less time. And the British torpedo bombers kind of angle their torpedoes like towards each other a little bit there, so it is easier to get like a head-on hit if you're going after a battleship, especially if it's a fat one. So a lot of times people will try to turn into your torpedo bombers if they see you coming. And with these British ones, sometimes you can get away with it and just be like, I don't care. Like I'm still going to shoot you in the nose anyway. It's still difficult to do, and it still makes way more sense to try and line them up broadside, but it's possible. So I'm again going to keep heading in towards B here, just because I don't have an isolated ship to go after, and his planes, always keep an eye on where the enemy aircraft carrier is going as well. and see if you can't get over top of your allied battleships and drop fighters. They will greatly appreciate it, and then of course just the less planes that the other team has, the better. So yeah, we're still kind of clustered together, so I'm just kind of going for it, picking who I think I can, you know, line up the best here. And we get a fire on him, so that's good. Yeah, and he's gonna keep turning. I don't know what it is, but I feel like people just are like, I don't want to get hit by the airplanes. I don't want to get hit by the airplanes. Even though, like, a lot of times the bombs and torpedoes are less detrimental than it is from, like, getting hit by a battleship, like, broadside. So, like, sometimes I feel like just getting someone, like, manipulating their positioning can be helpful too. So if you don't know, you can autopilot your aircraft carrier by going into the map and holding X on whichever kind of sector or square you want them to go. You want your carrier to go to. A lot of people don't know that, and it can be huge because if you can move your carrier kind of closer to the battle, like obviously you don't want to get spotted, but if you can be closer to the battle, then the amount of time it takes your airplanes to fly to enemies is going to be a lot less, and so you're going to have more chances to do more damage. So it's always beneficial to move in closer if you can. Obviously, if you've played the carriers before, you know exactly what happens when you get spotted. Is everybody just, everybody wants to murder you. So. So yeah, we will try and take a nose shot at him. And we will just leave it and not even bother sticking around to watch, so we can get some more planes in the air. So we got lucky there and hit that California in the face and finished him off. 42,000 damage isn't too bad for a tier 5 carrier. And now this is kind of where you can shine, because this battleship here is all alone. But he has spotted me, so I did a quick switch to the map, even though while we were doing our run there. But we still got 4 bombs to hit, so that's good. And a fire. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He's going to turn broadside to our other battleships and probably end up taking some nasty hits. I don't know. I think he realized what he was doing. Get a much better lineup there. And got 6 bombs to hit that time. And looks like he hasn't even taken a shot at us. So yep, and somebody else finished him off. So trying to figure out what this battleship's doing. I feel like he's been in these islands, in this little island grouping, like for a long time. So I'll turn away. Try and get a good angle on him, and try and do the same kind of thing here. Like, if I can get him toward the nose, hopefully he doesn't keep turning. Yeah, he's gonna keep turning. Oh, we got one. We got one. All right. The carrier is probably lined up for us the best if he's still in that position here. I bet you he's moving backwards though. Yeah, it looks like he's further back. So you're probably well aware that aircraft carriers typically have a lot of anti-air, so getting close to them is usually not smart, so I'm not even going to bother with the second plane. I know he's going to go down. Then the other thing too is there's airplane fighters that are going to automatically launch when the carrier gets spotted too. So if the aircraft carrier's anti-air guns don't get you, some of those planes typically do too. But yeah, if you can, with torpedoes or You know, like the Russian carriers where all the airplanes like drop their bombs or drop their torpedoes like all at once, all in the same run. That you can kind of get away with it a little bit more with that. Makes it a little more worth it. But to take like a whole squad and go after their carrier is kind of wasteful. You'll lose a lot of airplanes. So we'll see if we can get this battleship before somebody else does. And nope, we can't. And so since we're like just their carrier's the only thing that's left, I'm just gonna tell my carrier to go directly where I think he's headed to kind of reduce the time to that target. But I doubt. At best, I'm probably gonna be able to spot for my teammates, and they'll probably take him out. He's gonna drop fighters for us, isn't he? Yeah. Smart move. So I am flooring it. I'm using my boost as much as I can here, try and get away from these fighters, but it looks like they see me. You can tell like when they're coming in behind you and lining you up. Yeah. Got all my guys. Alright. Yeah, so we didn't run into too many issues with being low on aircraft. But like I said, you can, in this in those situations, you can drop torpedoes right here and just, dummy drop them, and then that way those planes make it safely back to your carrier and you have them and you're not putting as many planes in danger is kind of the theory behind that, versus flying a whole squadron over planes when only 2 of them are, dropping down to actually do damage to ships. So I can tell he's gonna go for this like nearest battleship to us, so trying to get over top of him to drop our fighters over top to kind of help guard him. And as helpful as I've tried to be, dropping fighters in appropriate places, I don't have any air-to-air kills. And we're gonna win on points. See how we did on the leaderboard. It's pretty tough being a carrier. If you're close to the top on the leaderboard, playing as a carrier, like all props to you. But so we will do some more World of Warships videos. So please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.